Hello everyone, I'm Bob Chapman, Managing Director of the Global Relay for Life program. We're joined here in the studios today with my lead volunteer partner for the Global Heroes of Hope program, Ms. Thelma Suson. Thelma, thank you for joining me today. Tell us a little bit about the Global Heroes of Hope program. When did it start? And share some of the details.
Well, thank you so much, Bob, for having me. I'll be more than happy to share that information with you. The Global Heroes of Hope program was started a few years back, about 2005. And basically, in the beginning, what we want to do is we want to honor the survivors who've given so much impact in their communities, and at the same time, give face to cancer in our communities. But as it turned out, we realized that our heroes are so passionate with what they do that they started being involved with recruiting Relay for Life teams, and at the same time inviting survivors to the events, because who could be more credible to bring in the survivors? So with that, we realized that there's more value to it, and so now we brought it to the national level and now at the global level. So we're very excited about that.
Amazing. And tell us, how are the heroes themselves nominated and selected?
Well, in mid-year, which should be coming up pretty soon, we sent out invitations to all Global Relay for Life partners, asking them to send nominations. They could send as many nominations as they wish, and it could be nominations from their volunteers or from their staff. And once we receive these nominations, we have a team made up of alumni heroes, what you call the once a hero, always a hero. And we have a guideline, a criteria to follow. And once the selection is made, we would award 4 Heroes of Hope from each global country.
So it must be an incredible honor to actually be nominated for this global program. Tell us about what would it be like to actually win or be selected as a Hero of Hope? Must be a tremendous honor for each of them.
Absolutely. Personally, I would call these heroes whenever we finish the selection process and congratulate them. And the first thing out of their mouth, of course, is that they cannot believe it's such an honor for them. And then secondly, they would say, Thelma, we would do this, what we're doing now. Their passion will be done, whether there's an award or an honor. So this is like an icing on top of the cake for them.
That's a great way of describing it. So imagining the impact it has on them as individuals, tell us about the impact the program has on the communities, on the organizations that they are representing, and on the relay programs that they are representing.
Well, these heroes, once our Relay for Life partners would educate them about their programs and their services and their missions, and then engage them. These heroes could be there recruiting teams for them. They could be present at kickoff. They could be present at any relay event, not just their own communities. And they become, when we build this network, the mindset is that they will have a pool of survivors that they can request to assist them. If they have a summit or training, they'll be right there for them. And one of the things also is the media. For example, they may be called and say, hey, it's October. Do you have someone who could speak for breast cancer awareness? They can just go through the pool or network of heroes and say, would you like to share your stories? So on the other hand, for the heroes, they have all these opportunities open for them. They have the passion, they want to give back to their communities, they want to help other survivors out there and say, let's stand up to cancer, break down whatever myth or barrier there is in their country. So it's a huge honor for them and a huge opportunity.
So in addition to the opportunities that the program provides to them, what type of support do they receive from their organizations? What type of support do we provide to them from the American Cancer Society to get started?
Mainly their cancer organization support. The main thing is letting them know where they are needed, engage them, and educate them for what there is, what their current projects are, or what their priorities are at that point. For us, on the other hand, our Global Heroes of Hope team, what we do is guide them. So we send out quarterly challenges. For example, the very first thing we ask them is know about your cancer organization. And secondly, how to tell your story. There's each of our survivors, each of our Heroes of Hope has a unique story to tell. and they are credible speakers. So what we make sure is give them a little bit of a guide that now they are representing not just themselves, but their own cancer organization. So whenever they share their story, we encourage them to include the programs and services and add a challenge at the end. Who are you speaking to? What would you like them to do? So maybe join the team or be a sponsor.
Great
at
idea.
a relay.
Yeah,
So
terrific.
those are, from our end, we are sort of a guide or a mentor.
Understood. So in addition to the materials we send them electronically, you also send them some, like a starter kit for each of the heroes.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. I have just one right here. One of the things we send them is Heroes of Hope booklet, because the heroes, they know they are among a class of other survivors. So we put in the profiles for each one, so they'll know the stories of each other. And we also encourage them to go out and network. So we send them a name tag, and that way they will be visible. And also a shirt similar to something like this that would have an emblem and a global of heroes, so they will stand out. And a business card that would have their name and phone contact, so that when they meet somebody, that person may be thinking of needing help in the future. So that would be information for them.
So they really are well prepared to serve as ambassadors for their relays, for their communities, for the organizations that they are representing, and also ambassadors for their own countries.
Yes, in fact, we always say they become the voice and the ambassador of their own cancer organization. Thanks for bringing that up, because that's one thing we'd like to call them.
Yeah, it's an amazing program.
Yes.
Thelma, it's obvious to us that the incredible passion you have for the program. You've been managing this as a volunteer for many years now. As a survivor yourself, this must have a tremendous meaning for you to be able to lead this program.
Yes, and well, if I may, I'd like to share that when I go through their nominations, I could feel and understand what they're going through. And myself, when I went through my cancer journey in the very beginning, one of the things that I was in mind, this was like 15 years ago, and I said I was going to die. I was going to take care of my children. That was the biggest thing for me. And then coming from another country, where my culture is, we have this big thing about loss of faith, where you only share your good side. I was debating, do I share this information? Do I tell my friends and my work? Do I even tell work? And I struggled through it. And I saw that to my other two sisters who are also doing cancer. Unfortunately, they're not here. They're in my country, in my home country in the Philippines, and they still struggle about that. They don't want to share their story. And so these heroes that we have, we recognize what they went through. Going through their profile, I'm happy that they are standing up. They were able to stand up and bravely say, I have cancer, so that when they share their unique story, they're going out there, perhaps other people who will hear them, we encourage them to go out and share, because you'll never know who's hearing them. It could be someone who's already sick but afraid to go and get checked out because they're embarrassed or they're ashamed. So in other words, the value that these heroes, the impact that these heroes have, are really making a difference out there. And at the end, even saving lives by encouraging others to say, go out there, get checked up, get an early detection, we know saves lives. So these are the value of what our heroes are doing.
Well, Thelma, thank you for sharing your story. It's obvious that we are, through this program, changing the world and changing the way the world looks at cancer. So I want to thank you. I honor and applaud you for your volunteerism on this program. We sent out the new list for the winners for 2017 just recently. And only yesterday we learned that one of our new heroes of hope, Jody Hines from Jamaica, from our partner organization, the Jamaica Cancer Society. We lost Jody yesterday.
Yes.
And we wanted to dedicate this program in her memory. And it's a reminder for us, is it not, that the work that we do is very important every day and everywhere in the world. Where you live should not determine if you live. and we're going to change that. So Thelma, thank you very much, and thank you all for joining us today.